What's going on, you guys? It is Derek from mancaveretreat.com. And today I'm going to talk about kind of a question that gets asked a lot. It is one of those questions that I asked myself when I was building my man cave. And I had to do a little bit of digging for the answer. So that question is, how big does your room need to be for a pool table, man cave, or whatever? How big does that room need to be? And is your room big enough? Um, yeah, so by the end of this video, you will have a good idea of how big your room needs to be, if your room is big enough, and some other things to consider. If you like this content, please subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Comment down below if you could disagree, whatever. I want to hear it. So let's get right into it. There are two things you need to consider when seeing if your room is big enough for a pool table. Um, a pool table can come in multiple sizes, so you need to figure out what size you want. The three most common sizes are a 7-foot pool table, which is known as the bar size pool table, the 8-foot pool table, which is known as the professional, and then the 9-foot is bigger than the professional, obviously. And that one I kind of call that guy pool table, because the bigger the pool table is, the harder it is. So the guy who probably has that is trying to show off. So, and you could be that guy if you want to. So pool tables come in a 2-to-1 ratio. So a 7-foot pool table, 7 feet long, 3.5 feet wide. So figure out what size pool table you want. If you want an authentic bar feeling, go for a smaller one. If you want a authentic professional pool experience, go for the 8-foot one. It's up to you. The other important thing you need to think about is the size of cues you want, pool cues. Those go from 48 inches to 58 inches. A 48-inch pool cue is usually for kids. A 52-inch pool cue is usually you could still be used for kids, but kids are smaller adults. And then the typical is 58 inches. So choose what combination you want, and depending on the combination of those you choose is going to depend on how big of a room you need for your pool table. So I'm going to look down at my paper because I don't want to get these numbers wrong. But in your head right now, I want you to kind of think about what size pool table you want. So if you want a 7-foot pool table, and you're planning on just using a 52-inch pool cue, your room needs to be a 15 by 12 foot room. If you're using a 58-inch pool cue, 16 by 12. If you're using a 58-inch pool cue on an 8-foot pool table, you're looking at 17 by 13 feet for your room. And if you want to use that guy pool table, 52-inch pool cue is 17 by 13 feet, and then 58-inch, so average or normal cue size, 18 by 14 feet. So when I did this research, these numbers seemed huge, and I was hoping I could have a pool table in my man cave, but after I looked at this and did the math, I couldn't. My room wasn't big enough. I had that much floor space, but the key for this stuff, guys, is you need that open floor space, because you don't want people who are playing pool to have to bend around chairs. Watch out for a bar top. You want that floor space cleared out. If you don't, it's not a very fun pool experience. At that point, why even have a pool table? There are some other things to consider when you have a pool table in your man cave. Kind of like you're going to need a pool cue, cue stand, and you're probably also going to want some seating that's far enough back away. But I'll kind of leave it at this. So I'm interested, guys. Did these numbers seem bigger than you thought they would be? Does it seem different? So if you are a person that likes to look at the actual numbers, I have these numbers in a spreadsheet on my website, and I will link that in the description because I get it. Sometimes just hearing me say it doesn't do it justice. So check that out. Let me know what you think. So again, guys, if you like this information, if you like this type of content and you have things you're wondering, let me know in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. I've been Derek from mancaveretreat.com. Until next time.